Alright, so this Vibes in 5, Ghana's only social media celeb talk show. 2019 just started, and we're hoping to give you the best of interviews on this platform. My name is Arnold, Elavanyo. You can always call me This is sponsored by Flenu. Also, ESK Collections deals in beadworks and makeup and accessories. ESK Collections is your number one when it comes to makeup. So you might want to call ESK Collections if you need anything makeup or beads. Now, we're moving on Vibes in 5, and Samini is my guest today, and we'll be talking Untamed and other matters around Samini. Stick around. No controversies, no beef questions, but you know what I mean? We're still going to ask certain very relevant questions that are going to support whatever it is we're doing here. You're welcome one more time.
Thank you, bro.
Now let's start with Untamed. 21 songs. Yeah. All reggae.
22 actually.
22 songs. The intro, so it's part of it, making 22 songs. Yes. All reggae. Yeah. Was it difficult for you to decide to do an all reggae album?
No, not at all, because I had already promised my fans a reggae album, and so I decided that on the 7th round I would do a reggae album.
A reggae album.
And I have 6 albums already, so this being the 7th one, I couldn't have done anything reggae.
Was it difficult pulling it through?
No, it wasn't difficult. It was an interesting journey for me. It was exciting because I was happy at work. You know, I was finally ready to do one of the genres that I do very, very comfortably.
Yeah.
You know, and do like a whole catalog of it. So I couldn't wait to see the finish.
The finish.
Yeah, we had too many songs. We just had to put together 2 in 1 and give us 22.
And then having done 6 albums, which are not reggae albums, having other genres of music on it, and this time deciding to do just reggae album. Did you think about the commercial value of it, whether or not you will be able to break through with a reggae album? Because you've been known for 6 other albums which are not reggae, and those were commercially viable.
Yeah.
Weren't you a little scared?
No, not at all, because I also have reggae songs which are hit songs.
Okay.
From the few reggae songs I've done over the years. You know, every album has about 1 or 2 or 3 reggae songs on there, and at least one of them make it to the people's ears and they love it. So I had to keep that in mind as well. What type of reggae songs I do that the people love, so that I don't come like a by force preacher man when the people are looking for love from you. So I decided to make sure they get maximum of what they know me for, and then a few surprises. So you have 3 love songs recorded in reggae, and you can hear it like a reggae song, but then because it's a 3 song, you relate to it in a special way.
I have listened to almost all the songs on the album. Can't Get See, Showbiz Agenda. Love, I would say, played about 80% of it. Why the subject love in particular? Couldn't you have touched on any other very important subjects?
That's what I do best. I do love songs best and easier. So before an album would finish, I would, whether I like it or not, be swayed towards a lot of love songs. So when we finished them, we were checking the tracks. We realized that no matter how I want to take out the love tracks, I had so much love tracks. So maybe
maybe it's just part of you. You are considered, a ladies' man when it comes to even your fan base. Most of them are women, and they love you for what you do. Does that also inform your decision to stick to love all the time, or most of the times?
It's not a decision. I think it's a calling. Because I came out with a lot of love for the ladies, and they embraced it, and that's what they want from me all the time. So when I do music and I do conscious music, it ends up on the playlist for conscious people to vibe to, but it doesn't become a mainstream song. But when I do a love song, it's mainstream, like my own.
It just booms like that.
Like
my own, one of the biggest songs.
Like Odor.
Yeah.
Girl, my kind of girl, still in love. Those are songs.
These are love songs, love reggae songs. Yeah. So now, between My Own and Oba, which of them went really far for you?
My Own opened the door.
My Own opened the door.
It went far because it was like a sudden switch. The people didn't expect it, but they embraced it quickly and shared it across the world.
And especially when it was done on an already existing rhythm. Did you feel a bit of, I won't say fear, because other top names had you wrote the same rhythm?
I hadn't even listened to anybody's version yet.
You hadn't listened to anybody's version before you did?
I wanted to stand out. I wanted to not be influenced by anything at all. So I wanted it to be special. And honestly, up to now, I think I've only heard Tyrus Riley's version.
Yes.
Yeah, because I didn't really read a rhythm like that. But the rhythm itself on its own, it's like a super rhythm.
It's a super rhythm.
A very special friend sent it to me, and I listened to it, and I felt like, yo, this is something that I can do something quickly with. I did it, and then the producer that recorded the vocals for that song said, yo, I think you should put this out as soon as possible, because these are some of the songs that you don't record and
delay.
sit on.
And here we are,
put it out, yeah.
My own, one of the biggest songs you've ever made. Now, again, let's get back to Untamed album. What is the grand target or the grand agenda for the Untamed album? What do you want to do with it? Grammy.
Yeah. A nomination at least.
At least a nomination for the Untamed album. Wow, yes. 22 songs, Untamed album, and the grand agenda is to get to the Grammys.
Yes.
At least a nomination.
Yes.
And so, are you taking steps to make this happen?
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can in my capacity, with my team. We're plugging the right links, and we're, connecting the right dots. But basically, it's all in the hands of the fans and, international media and the Grammy board and all of that. So we're just playing our role and making sure we're doing the best we can in our capacity. But the rest is in the hands of the people.
Every song on the album is done by yourself, written by yourself. I mean, not produced, but you didn't do any feature.
No.
Why?
I wanted to stand out as the Ghanaian born-raised reggae artist.
The Ghanaian born-raised reggae artist.
Yes, with an international album, an international appeal.
Wow.
So then he didn't need endorsement from an already established reggae artist before he came in. It means a lot to me like that, because it has to be possible for born-raised Ghanaians to be able to crack international charts and
get into the Grammys.
Yeah.
Now, during the process of recording this album, yes, you wanted to stand alone and do it all by yourself, but did you get requests from your colleagues wanting to feature on it?
Before I wrapped up, a few people,
reggae artists or reggae dancehall artists.
Yes.
Ghanaian reggae
My
artist.
son Stoneboy wanted to be on the album.
Stoneboy wanted to be on Untamed.
Yes.
Really?
He wanted to be on the album.
And what explanation did you give?
We couldn't make time to record that song. So end of the day, as I finished the album, I would have put him on it.
You would have put him on it.
Yes, if we had recorded.
If you had recorded
it. I mean, Stoneboy on my album is like me on my album.
It's still like you.
It's no foreigner on the album. So, but we didn't make time to make that song possible. So I was like, okay, you know what? I think it's probably the right way that I do it myself. And then also Loud City, being a 3-time Grammy nominated production house, advised that I do it myself. After about 6 tracks through the recording, they're like, you know what? I like how you sound. I like how you do your own harmonies, your own backup vocals and everything. And it's a fresh sound. It's not normal out here, because out here we have different people singing before the thing comes together. So this sounds different, and we would like to hear you.
Just you alone on it. But aside from Stoneboy, who expressed interest, who else?
Apart from Stoneboy on this album, I spoke to a few people.
You spoke to a few people who also wanted to be on it.
Yeah.
And you had to explain to them.
Yeah,
and they understood.
To them that I'm trying to do this completely by myself, but I'm open to do any collab for a single.
Yeah, I was following your conversation with Sammy on Showbiz Agenda, and you expressed that you love to sing in Twi more than any other local language. But you understand Ga too. You speak Ga fluently.
I speak Ga, and I have a Ga reggae song that I didn't finish. So
okay, so it didn't make it onto the album.
But you will definitely hear it. Yeah. Do I remember it? Yeah, but I'm not going to sing it.
You're not going to sing it for me?
Yes. So
I
did Ifinoche with
King David. Long ago, Ifinoche. You speak some Ga.
Yeah.
Did you write every song on the album, or somebody did?
I wrote 98%.
98%.
Yeah.
Who wrote the 2%?
I co-wrote Never Scared and Boom Draw with Loud City.
Loud City.
Yes.
And your dad has a song on it?
My dad has a song. My dad wrote
Mopiera, which is your local dialect.
Yes.
And
so apart from these 3 that I basically co-wrote with them, the rest is
you. Which of the songs on the album do you feel highly spiritually connected to? I mean, all of it came from you, but there would be 1 or 2 that you're highly connected to. Which one is that?
Highly connected to is Mopiera because my dad wrote it, and because it's a story about travelers and homecoming, and the fact that home people should embrace travelers with or without a bag of gold.
With or without a bag of gold.
My dad is a traveler. He came to the south, had all of us in the south, but we speak the language and we're good to go. So reconnecting with the North, and we're just hoping that they embrace us because we've decided to come home and not because we have silver and gold to give them.
You just have to come home.
Silver and gold might be the add-ons.
Yeah.
But the essence of coming home should be recognized.
It's very important.
And and rated.
Now, when you put out a record and it doesn't become a hit, how's the feeling like as an established artist?
Unless you don't have enough hit songs. But if you have enough hit songs, you know the feeling that if you record a song and it's not a hit, it doesn't mean your fans that follow you and eat everything you put out don't have it. They have it. It's in their playlist. They're vibing to it.
They are vibing to it.
But you don't always own the top spot if you are here for good as an artist. You don't always necessarily own the top spot. Sometimes you come own it. Sometimes you make way for others to own it. But then you maintain your
a certain level
slots in the A list.
Are you planning an international tour with Untamed?
Yes, we're talking to a lot of people on different territories. People want to actually do the territorial launches. So we're speaking of Australia, we're speaking of the US, we're speaking of UK, we're speaking Jamaica, we're speaking Canada. The Untamed launch.
How many of the songs on the album are you tipping to become like monster hit songs? Realistically.
This is the 7th studio album. If I get 7 bangers out of this album, I'll be fine.
7 bangers. Yeah. You already have 2. Like you already have 2 very known. Oba and which one? My Own.
Yeah, and now you have Obra and Rainbow.
Obra and Rainbow.
The people are loving that. That makes it 4. And I think I can hear people talk Old Man's Radio.
Okay.
It makes it 5. I can hear people talk Worldwide.
Is it the one that you said you're taking the thing worldwide?
Yes, worldwide. Makes it 6. And then Makwera as well, because 2019 is the year of return for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Anything homecoming,
you go for it.
Yeah, something.
Is there any beef-like song on the album?
No beef.
No beef.
Just
are there jabs in any of the songs on the album?
You would call it a jab if it's coming for you, but these are statements that ensures one's self-empowerment. And reaffirms what one stands for. So if you beg to differ, you call for objection. Otherwise, just go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. Sometimes you feel pressured by the fans to take certain actions that ordinarily you wouldn't want to do.
No, I try not to. I try not to fall for that.
You try not to fall for that.
Because we've been here without internet fans who would readily reach you because the network allows them. We've been here without that, and we survived. And then when it came, we joined and made sure we use it responsibly and survive. So I know that a fan can reach you through any means these days. So I am careful how that gets to me, because what if it wasn't that era where they can just type to you? So what if that message never came to you? What if you're just calm in your corner doing your thing?
So that's how you shield yourself from the pressure.
Yeah, I try.
Stay back.
I try. So when I feel like tweet something very, very angrily, I would rather put the phone down and do something different.
But have you ever called out at a fan where you had to either bash or give
I like to educate fans who sound wayward or sound confused or misled, because the more you get them to come on board, the better than ostracizing people just because they've been miseducated. So when you talk a certain way, I'll constructively deal with you. I'll engage you. We'll go back and forth on that Twitter till you and all your followers know that try.
Try. Then eventually you either give up or you apologize. Again, will this Untamed album cut a certain section of your following off? Because you have 6 albums which are not reggae albums, and so you've built a certain following that loved what you had on those
these 6 albums always have a reggae or 2 songs on there. And this fan base that I've built, like 90% of them would always tell you, Charlie, when you do reggae, they kill me, cry. Women, you need women who people might think, okay, reggae fans are not really women. That's a lie. The women love the reggae vibes. They just love the vibes that they can relate to. stuff, the vibes that even just the beat alone is soft and soothing enough for a woman
for them to feel.
Yeah, not to say women don't like hard things. There's times when they like hard things.
The hard thing and they like the hard one and they like with the punch down.
Yes,
There was a time you were corporate world's darling boy. Are you still there, darling boy?
I still am. This December alone, I did over 10 corporate appearances.
Over 10 corporate appearances.
Yeah. Most of these gigs, you don't even see the artwork. It's
highly
corporate.
Yeah,
highly corporate. There's times where I'll do like 3 banks in a night.
Mm-hmm. 3 banks. I saw a couple of videos of you, choral nights and all that.
Mm-hmm.
3 banks in a night.
I'm still with my corporate people.
So you made a lot of money during this December? Kwacha, it comes with the money.
Yeah, it does.
How have you been able to keep the brand intact for more than a decade? You know, people come and go. Mm-hmm. You know, names come, big names, and they fizzle out. But you've been able to be in the system, even with the beef and the controversies and everything. How do you keep it? What's the magic?
It's determination and knowing yourself and what you represent and your worth, so that you don't have anybody speak you out of that energy. You don't have anybody speak any wrong energy to you to have you thinking you are less than what you actually are, and you don't have fans making you think you are more than what you actually are. So you try and be constructive in your approach to certain things. Be realistic so that you can identify when be realistic so that you can detect when it's drought.
Detect when it's drought.
Yes, and then you know when to step back, listen and enjoy music and not record.
And have you been through all these processes?
Yeah.
Experienced them?
Yeah, I have almost 2 decades on my belt if you want to count from 2001.
2 decades.
Yeah.
So you've experienced your drought moments.
I've seen times where you would have no hit song, but anything you put out, your fans have it. When they meet you in traffic, they're like, "Hey, no, beat me, believe you."
Yeah,
but it wasn't necessarily a big hit.
Big song.
So you know that it's drought for hits, and then you read between the lines, do your research, and then bam, my own. You're like, we not make cano.
And when it comes like that, it brings back the energy.
Yes, it does. It does. It's like a team that's in the Premiership, but still hasn't won a cup over some years, and fans will always want you to win a cup, but they're cool if you end up in the top 4. But they always want the
You're
cup.
cool when you end up in the top 4.
Yeah, the fans are good when you end up in the top 4.
You have to be there.
But you are more excited, and your fans are even more excited when you are the number 1 on the top 4.
On the top.
But you can't be number 1 every time.
So you understand and you agree. It's
unless
part
you are not here for good. Unless you don't understand longevity and what constitutes longevity.
You have had so much experience. Do you have a clique of people you listen to? And how wide is that circle?
I listen to myself
more.
Because I came out quite early, and most of the people that I joined the industry with aren't active anymore in the industry. I still talk to them every now and then. But there's so many new friends and new faces in the industry that aren't necessarily my friends, and I can't force that.
Yeah.
So I like to hold my corner. I live in the hills. I don't do too much town unless I have money to make in the city. I don't do too much of that.
But if something beats your mind, who do you talk to?
Myself.
Yourself still?
Talk to myself, because I'm more of I do a lot inside before I speak. If I give you a hint, I'm 90% or 99% down the road.
Down the road.
Yeah.
I'm asking this, and I want to establish the kind of people you listen to and how you make your decisions, because you were very close with Tony. And when they see you, they see Tony. Mm-hmm. And so there's this general belief that you talk to each other. He talks to you, you talk to him. And you doing Untamed and his involvement.
He'll tell you, my man, they'll be deep.
If he deep, he'll be in or...
You know the talk. Yeah,
so how was it like then? Since you talk to yourself more than him.
I speak to myself more if I have a problem. If it's a problem relating to my work.
Okay.
And I know that this individual is part of the work. Of course I'm going to discuss it with you.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't bring personal issues to wedding workers.
Right.
I like to give them the best energy. I like to make them charged so we achieve.
Right. But do you miss Tony Pan in this whole Untamed journey?
I haven't lost him. How do I miss him?
Okay.
We're still family.
Still fully part of the team.
We're still family.
You're still family.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Untamed. Grammy is the target for Untamed. It's already out. on the market? Only digitally, or we have the hard copies?
We have it only digitally for now.
Only
But hard
digitally.
copies are coming in a matter of days.
How in a matter of days?
Yes.
And they are going to be on the
this
streets
January month we'll see hard copies.
on pen drive or CDs?
All forms of hard copies.
All forms of hard copies.
All forms of hard copies. But expect your CDs, expect vinyls.
Vinyls, CDs, and other forms of hard copies.
Yes.
Ready for that. Okay, so Samini on Vibes in 5. I mean, interesting conversation we've had. So much experience coming from the over 2-decade artist in the industry. And so for up and coming artists who want to do reggae dancehall and all they think about is patois, what's your message for them?
I would like to tell them, pidgin is also patois. When you speak pidgin and you speak it well, everybody that's not from Africa hears you and knows this is broken English. This is our slang. This is our vibe. So if you're not good in patois and you're good in pidgin and you like dancehall and reggae, use the pidgin. Use it strong.
Use
it
the
will
pidgin.
work. It will work.
Use the
You know,
pidgin.
if you're good in patois or you're a good learner, you can learn it because it's part of the reggae language.
Yeah.
Like how hip hop, even if you're rapping in French, there's an American slur that would come.
Yeah, true.
When you try and use one or two English words, because that slur is part of hip hop.
Part of hip hop.
So you can't take patois away from reggae dancehall because it came from our brothers and sisters who ended up on that side and started wailing.
But then it's not a must for it to be more.
It's not a must for it to.
Because we keep hearing a
Sing
lot
it all
of
sorts
me,
of
I eat you, me, I
Lucky
heard you.
Dube was successful doing English reggae.
English reggae, yeah.
Alpha Blondy is successful doing French reggae.
Yeah.
You know, and you have different people. You have people from the islands, people from South America, doing it in their own language and it's still popping. So
it's
the
not
language shouldn't be a
necessarily
background. Yeah,
the patois that makes you a reggae
No,
dancehall
no.
artist. All right, thank you very much, Samini.
Thank you for having
being
me.
on Vibes in 5.
Thanks
Big
for
up
supporting
yourself.
Untamed.
Untamed album it is. We're going straight for the Grammys. My name Arnold Elavanyo. You can always call me. Samini.
Bless you.
Achie.